Welcome to Wiley Digital Archives. Today we're going to talk about search tips and how to get the most out of your experience using Wiley Digital Archives. For primary sources, the first thing to understand is that this is not a natural language search tool. It is not Google. Primary sources are best referenced using keywords most likely to be found within the archives you're searching. So on the home page, you'll see that there's a little question box, and that will tell you the different kinds of searches that are available, whether or not you can use Boolean operators. In this case, you can. Proximity searching to find words near other words, and exact matches, which is basically putting words in quotes so that you find only that search and not variations of the spelling of a word. The advanced search is also accessible right from the home page under the advanced search tab. And underneath, you can see you can search either the entire document or through a range of other fields which are fielded within the metadata and combine those searches with and or not operators. The other notes to take account of are the content limiters. There are some super content types, either manuscripts, maps, photographs, or monographs, monographs being books. Or you can look at document subtypes. Subtypes are much more specific, and this includes everything from administrative papers through charts to court testimony, front matter, memoranda, photographs, and so on, allowing you to be as specific or as general as you'd like in running a search. Beyond the common limiters like date of publication, language, you can also search by the collections within each archive or the illustration types found within those particular documents. So by an illustration type, I might mean whether you're looking for a photograph, a photo, or an illustration, or a variety of other types of tables or documents. In the sources, we have the names of the archives which are searchable, which include New York Academy of Sciences, New York Botanical Garden, Royal Anthropological Institute of Great Britain and Ireland, Royal College of Physicians, and the Royal Geographical Society. So I'm going to run a basic search to give you an idea of the way the tool works. If I just put in the word Mercury, the first thing I'll notice is that I get a pop-up. The pop-up is to warn users that some of the content being primary sources may be found offensive by today's standards, and also that some of the photographic collections and anthropological materials in particular may cause disturbance or offense to particular classes of people. Note that the practice of science has changed over time, and the primary sources reflect those processes as they change. So I've done a null search rather than a search for a term, which brings up all the results in the database. And what you'll see is a list of documents by type, the number of documents on the left that correlate to the societies from which they come from. So I've clicked on the Royal Anthropological Institute, and now I'm only seeing content from the RAI. The presentation of this content is in thumbnail version. I can flip up those thumbnails and move through them to see and get a sense of the document itself as I'm looking, to understand the context of that document, or I can jump right into that document and view the document page by page. The other search function that's available is to search within a document. So if I click on search within and run a search for something like royal, which I imagine might be in there, I can see the instances in which that term occurs, or I can jump to the pages where that search term is found. I'm going to go back to the search results and actually up to the top to show two more search functions. One is just a general search, and we'll try this now for Ghana. I've run a search for Ghana, and now I'm only seeing searches which relate to that. The order of relevance is determined by the number of times a term occurs within a document, and also whether that term occurs in the title or header or metadata of that document as opposed to the full text. You can also see the priority order of relevance here, which is useful in determining why you're seeing certain documents first. Within my search, I can also view other types of content, so that I've got manuscripts at the top, and on the bottom here, I see that there are photographs as well. A common mistake that we've seen within searching is for people to try to be slightly too specific. So if I am interested in military rule in Ghana, what this database is doing is searching for military, searching for rule, and searching for Ghana. I have not put it in quotes to search for this as a phrase, So it's finding instances of each of these words rather than the phrase search that you might be used to using in a Google-based search or a journal-based search. I am still getting results, but what might be more effective is to search for the word military and the word Ghana. I'm putting them in quotes because those are the only words I want. And now I'll get items which are specific to military rule in Ghana rather than results which contain the term military and Ghana. All right, so I'm going to run a search within a specific advanced search. I want the term magic. I only want to look within the Royal College of Physicians. And I want to see the term before, let's say, 1880. So I'm kind of narrowing this down and making this a bit easier. And I'm creating a search which is specific to a year, a phrase, and an archive. So now I've narrowed this down to perhaps medical references to the term magic as precedes the year 1980. All of these are search tools and search tips which you can use to avoid some common mistakes and to make your experience searching Wiley Digital Archives more fruitful and more efficient.